Hello, Transurfers and the Transurfing Curious. I am Renee Garcia, and this is TransurfingTV, the only official YouTube channel endorsed by Vadim Zeland himself for Reality Transurfing. And I know this is a little bit of a clickbaity kind of topic, but I'm actually going to go into why astrology is bad for you. Yes, why astrology is bad for you. I know that it's fun, and I know that it is really part of our culture, but there are some points to astrology and some other things like astrology that transurfing sort of, I don't want to say warns us against, but shines a different light on. And I am going to go into that now. So we're not debating here if astrology is true or not. Really, what happens is we make astrology true. So we are the ones that take that information, we decide to resonate at that frequency and run with the ball, so to speak. So astrology tunes your frequency to that channel. So it's fine if it's positive information. So let's say you go online and you have yourself subscribed to some astrology thing, and you get a message every day. Now, if that message comes in and that message is positive, that's great. That's awesome, because it's just tuned your frequency to the positive. Now, if that horoscope or whatever it is comes in and it's negative, so what happens here is it tunes your frequency to that layer of reality. It tunes your frequency to that sector, and your thought quality actually changes to match up with that news, with that information, with that material. So again, if it's positive, awesome. We all love to read a positive horoscope saying we're going to win money or meet someone or go on an adventure. But what if the horoscope's telling you that you're going to lose your job, or you're going to lose money, or unfortunate events are going to befall you? This is really, you are going to experience financial loss. You're going to go, oh no. So when you do that, oh no, you just tuned into that frequency. You have agreed with that script if you believe in astrology. So again, you tune your frequency to that version of event. It is really a self-fulfilling prophecy after that. So it's the same with superstitions, omens, retrograde. I know everybody talks about this retrograde stuff. And, at a certain point, I was kind of buying into it myself. But then one day, when I was on the wave of success, my own wave of success, I saw a bunch of stuff being posted about how everybody was suffering from retrograde. And I'm like, well, wait a second, I'm not suffering here. I'm on the wave of success. So collectively, a bunch of people were agreeing with this theory that Mercury was in retrograde and bad things were going to be happening to people, or there would be an imbalance in reality. I did not feel that way. Therefore, I was not suffering. I was creating my own reality. I was buying into a script that I created for myself. I wasn't just jumping on and believing some collective thought, which ultimately is a pendulum, right? Tarot readings, palm readings, these all fall in line with the same thing. It's information. So remember, the space of variations, or the alternative space, is an infinite field of information. And in this infinite field, there is evidence to support absolutely every theory. So if you adhere to a theory that's not good for you, you will find evidence to support it. If you, like when I was on the wave of success, I adhered to a theory and I found evidence to support that theory. Now, when I came across the fact that Mercury was in retrograde, I was like, wait a second, this isn't in line with my theory and I'm not going to let this in. So I decided to decline that information. So all of these things, the superstitions, the omens, the tarot readings, the palm readings, the horoscopes, all that stuff, they tune your frequency. It's not about them being right or wrong. It's that you jumped on board believing that alternate version of reality, and you therefore make that stuff come true, right? So I have this book, actually, it's called The Secret Language of Birthdays, and it's a book that I've had for a lot of years. It's an incredible book. It's very big, and it breaks down everybody's personality type by the day that they were born on. And one thing that I noticed, and this is very, very fascinating when you start to break it down, I noticed that the people that I knew in my life that I deemed not successful, they matched with the description of themselves in the book. The people that I know that are extremely successful, you know, people that are millionaires and have big empires built and, you know, really create their own reality, none of those birthday descriptions matched them. So I know this is super weird, but it was really rocking it like 100%. Every single person that I looked up, if they were, you know, running on pendulums that were hooked onto them and part of a script that was like a collective script, right? And really following the program of their environment, their thing was true. And the big guys, the ones that are really accomplishing stuff and creating their own realities, theirs were not true. So I don't know, this is very peculiar phenomenon, but this is what I recognized. It's the same with dream interpretation. So if you have a nightmare and you choose to interpret it as a sign, you accept this as evidence to support a negative theory, okay? And your reality will present to you more of the same. So again, getting back to, you know, just horoscope or what superstitions in general, what happens is if it's negative, you latch onto that thing and your reality presents to you more of that, but presents to you more of that exponentially. So this is where it can really, really fuck you up. Okay, so remember, there are an infinite number of versions of lifelines, and when we decide, let's say we're here, when we decide to latch on to positive information, so say this is a positive horoscope and you go, oh cool, my horoscope says that something cool is going to happen to me today. Then you get a little more good information when you go out of your house in the morning, and then you're like, oh wow, this is really working. And then it gives you a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and you can ride that all the way to the top, the wave of success, okay? But let's say that your horoscope is not good, okay? Let's say that it's telling you something bad's gonna happen, and you go, uh-oh, so you grab onto that. Then when you leave the house, then your reality highlights that variation, and you get a little bit more bad. And then you go, oh no, it's really falling apart. And then you get a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and then you are in an induced transition. So this is how a horoscope can fuck you up, is it can send you into an induced transition, which obviously is not good. So again, there's evidence to support all theories. So why roll the dice with astrology, where you could possibly connect with negative evidence and theories? Why roll the dice? Why not just create your own reality instead? One of the things I like to tell people when they ask me if I believe in astrology, I say no, but I believe in guiding signs. So if you have not watched my guiding signs video, I would definitely recommend it. Signs work better and are up for your own interpretation. So it's not you counting on someone that you don't know, their interpretation of your horoscope or whatever it is. So watch the guiding signs video if you haven't already. And I will leave you with this. Transurfers write their own script, and they don't buy into scripts that are created for them by others. I know this is counterculture. This is really going against what a lot of people buy into. But you know what? I create my own reality. I look for signs in my reality to show me the way, both positive and negative signs, right? That tell me to not go in a direction. So I have another way of having information come in to support my theory about myself, evidence, and it's information that I have control over. It's not rolling the dice and thinking, oh, well, maybe it can be good and maybe it can be bad. I don't like this business. I like to know that I can do this, and that's all I really am interested in, right? So I have gotten rid of horoscopes and astrology and believing in retrograde and all that crap. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to sound off on this one. And yeah, have fun, guys. Bye.